Okay, so in chapter 6, I instantly learned about shaped behaviors, where it is well-timed rewards. And it got me thinking about whenever I took a different course and I had to read classroom management, which mentioned Harry Wong, in which Harry Wong discussed a lot about classroom procedures, rules, and routines. And within those times for rewards, a teacher could have their rewards of what the student would earn it for. And with shape behavior, I was thinking about for procedures, and Harry Wong also mentioned just practicing procedures every single day. And a great example, whenever I was PE teacher assistant covering classrooms and I had them for a good hour or so, it was practicing our procedures of being in line, the line leader being the line leader, so they had to present themselves of walking in a straight line, not talking or being disruptive. And within that line, if someone talked, giggled, or anything that was not of the line procedure and the rules and expectations within that line, we would start over again so that these students could know what was expected of them. And I just thought that was interesting within reading in chapter 6. And then adaptability, I also thought about that in the classroom and how adaptability is brought in with experience, the environment of the room. And I was thinking about the current classroom I work in, where the students and I and the other educators in there, we all have just adapted to each other. We understand each students' behavior and how it's different, and all of these students realized how different their peers' behaviors are. And whenever one is not having a good day, we all know how to work around it, or just each peer knows how to provide that great assistance and motivation and encouragement along with us to guide and assist that other student who's having an off day to change their day, and that there's more chances that they can have to turn it around. Another great thing within chapter 6, I was greatly reminded about whenever I learned psychology in high school, was Ivan Pavlov. And the psychology teacher was like, today we're going to be learning about a very interesting person throughout psychology. And what she did was she gave us little cups and put in lemonade powder. And so we all got one, put it on our desk, and she said, every time I say Ivan Pavlov, you are to lick your finger and dip it in your little cup, and then lick off the lemonade powder. And it was a very sour thing. And then she made us do it about a good 20 times so that we could get used to it. And then after that, she gave us a new direction, which was, when I say Ivan Pavlov, you do not put your finger in the powder this time. So we were all confused, like, oh, what's going on? And she also told us, in the future, when you do hear this name, your mouth will salivate. She's like, it's going to happen. I didn't believe her till I started reading, and as soon as I saw that name, my mouth does salivate. It's salivating just talking about it. But it's interesting how Ivan Pavlov worked with the dog, and how the dog would salivate whenever he'd see his food dish. And then now, as a hands-on learning experience, a real world experience, my mouth salivates just hearing that, because she made us dip our fingers into the lemonade and extend it as a sour salvation, our link and connection between Ivan Pavlov and salvation. So that was an interesting way to teach about that. And so chapter 6 really made me think about my students in the classroom, their shaped behavior with rewards, which as a future teacher I would greatly use. And currently we do use that. We work with the student who likes to bring their fire stick, but they do have to have a good first period. That's the main thing. We always want them on a hardcore fresh start. And if the student completes their first period through fourth period and without any disruptiveness throughout their day, but we always encourage, it doesn't matter how it goes, and as long as they're doing their work, we feel like, yes, you do deserve your fire stick at lunch. So that's a good shaped behavior for that student, in which I thought it was very interesting to think about. And my worldview with shaped behavior made me think about my Christianity, with just my Christianity way of working with God. How can I better communicate with Him? How can I continue praying and having strong faith with Him? What more can I do to practice in servicing God? And what more can I do for the students I work with to give them even more of an encouragement and motivation for their shaped behavior?